Hey, we just got a little bit ahead of ourselves. Peter Gretton, hello, Brett. Any good? Anyway, my name's Pete. Brett's coming up, but what I can say for one thing, Mark, is, whoa, PJ Blocker Jackson, he learnt pretty quickly that when you say you're not going to have a mouth in the commentary booth, look out, Brett. Let's throw him under the bus. We're gonna get him in commentary just as much as him, but we got Brett Campbell in with us as well. The winner. Come on, Brett. You're still on that high as well. It's going to be a good night. We've also got Sarah Jesberg in here as well, Brett. But, wow, it's going to be a good night here on Checkered Flag e-streaming.
Yeah, it is, mate. Looking forward to this short track racing. Different kettle of fish to what we've seen in the last few weeks, and definitely a lot different kettle of fish to what we saw when I got my maiden win last week or week before, whenever it was.
Well, let's hope the maiden is only short-lived, and hopefully we can we'll get that number 2 chalked up very soon. Sarah Jesberg, Purple Echidna, you read in Discord. There's a little bit of a story behind that Purple Echidna, but for all the viewers out there that haven't watched or heard Sarah's voice, you probably wouldn't have. Kobe Jordan is your lesser half, of course. Sarah's the better half in here. Sarah, good evening to you, mate. It's a good track. It's a good session here for ANZCAR.
It's a little short track, isn't it, tonight too? So lots of excitement, hopefully, tonight.
It's a little cookie cutter, mate. It's gonna fry them tyres, but that's what it's all gonna be and about tonight. I don't want to rave on about tyres like I did last time, Brett, but you're the winner with NASCAR and ANZCAR and all that kind of stuff. What would you do if you're out on track here tonight?
Mate, I'm probably the wrong person to ask because short tracks definitely aren't my specialty.
Well, nothing's my specialty. I can tell you right now. We got some track info up on screen now. We've got 4 minutes 20 left in qualifying. North Wilkesboro Speedway configuration oval, obviously 0.52 in miles. That's all it is, half a mile. 0.83 of a kilometre. I tell you, your brother Will would like that number. 0.83, 83 is Will's number. Yeah, track turns 4. City, obviously, North Wilkesboro and USA. That's pretty much all we got to talk about, really. USA, NASCAR, ANZCAR, and we're here. It's going to be a great night of racing. Who we got on? Oh, is that Stevie Dub? Is that Stevie Dub 98? I think it is round.
Okay.
And we got a clear sky, southeasterly wind, 17 kilometres just dropped, just to throw me a little bit of a corkscrew there. 27 degree air temp, 52 degree track temp, humidity 1%. Don't have to worry about that. We do here in Ipswich in Queensland, that's for sure. 98 Stevie Darby had a little bit of a spin out here. It's going to be something that we're going to see here tonight, being a cookie cutter, Brett.
Yeah, mate, I suspect that we probably will see quite a bit of loose rear of the trucks. And also for those that can handle the slight looseness in the rear, probably quite a few lappings.
Oh, I've lost it. I've absolutely lost it, Brett. We've had a few interactions in commentary, and you know, my mind goes straight to the gutter. Let's go back to the racing. 06 Ruben Phelps. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He had a great race last week. Still yet to set a lap here at North Wilkesboro, but I think Jai Schultz, he's coming off a win in last night's Australasian E Series. He's going to come into this round with a bit of confidence. As they've probably all lost it, I'll probably just send them into a bit of a tune there. Hamish Gallo's got the qualifying lap at the minute, 18.953. We got Josh Mickelmore on screen, 19.057. Jonesy, 19.0. Norman Clark and the 81 there. Around like a spinning top. He's currently set a 19.7, so a little bit off the lap as we go to the 144. Perry Anastakis. Brett, what do you reckon about this? This is throwing up all sorts of scenarios, I think.
Yeah, mate, it is. And like, as I was just saying before, I think the person that can handle the truck the best, can keep it under control, not make any errors, they're going to come away with the cookies tonight.
Who is going to come home with the cookies? I tell you, Sarah, as qualifying is sort of wrapping up a little bit. 1 minute 2 to go. You've been there. A partner, the better half of a driver in one of these series, as we see Ruben Phelps just go around. What's the preparation? I know that you probably don't want to tell him exactly what you're thinking because us sim racers look like we don't have enough beeps in the world. But what sort of the public look at a sim racer in sort of preparation, one of these races, 35 seconds to go before race start?
As in, what does Kobe do before a race, or as a spectator, what am I looking for? No,
well, what do you see as a spectator looking into a sim racer? Because I think we look kind of ridiculous leading up to a race like this.
Honestly, the more I've watched the races now, the more that I forget that it's sim racing and not live racing. I used to enjoy watching like motor racing before that, and so you get involved with the rivalries and the teams. You get to know the teams and you get your favorites, and there's the villains, and so as a spectator, that's what keeps you getting involved is the highs and the lows of the personalities really going through it.
I tell you, we'll get into that a little bit more because I do believe we have a competitor from the Sky Point Lady Palooza in with the commentary tonight. But tonight, Hamish Gallagher, he will line up alongside Josh Mickelmore for the front row with this grid. Ryan Jones, watch him. He'll start alongside Norman Clark. What a race brain he has on his head. Stevie Dubb and Ross Cheatham, they'll start out of the third row. Sean Douchy and Drady, sorry, Sean, I balls that up, but they'll start alongside each other for row 4 as we'll go over to Page Sam Smith and Brenton Henderson in the 81 machine. What a good machine that is. Carl Withy, voice of ANZCAR, will start alongside Perry Anastakis. Brett, Gary Willman and Lockie Urquio will hand it over to you. Brad Fenley and Jai Schultz, sorry mate, threw you under the bus. We'll have outside row 8, row 9. That's pretty easy names. It looks like the timing doesn't want to hold up there, but I'll tell you, Brett, look out for them throw under the bus moments because it's going to be a lot of them here today. But Hamish Gallagher, Josh Mickelmore will have the front row of the grid. We got the voice of ANZCAR down there as well, Carl Withy in 11th position. Brett, well, I tell you, it's going to be great calling the race with you in the box with me. It's been, I don't know, a bucket list thing, I think.
I think you're just waiting for me to throw myself under the bus again like I did at Michigan last year.
You've already done it, mate. You already done it. I'll tell you, I nearly laughed and spat my beer out while I was trying to say something. But anyway, you already done it. But I'm waiting for it again, Brett. But, well, Hamish Gallagher, Josh Mickelmole, Ryan Jones as well. Remember, he's got a voice in sim racing and promotes sim racing just like we do right now. He's in P3. Norman Clark. Let's talk about Norman Clark for a little bit, Brett. He was in your ear when you had your maiden win. Norman Clark is starting second row of the grid. I'm not a betting man, but I think he'll drop down and go a little bit further back. But this is a little bit of a different track to that. What do you reckon Norman Clark is thinking about right now, mate? I know it's a short pacing lap.
Mate, I honestly not sure. I've tried working Norman out for the last 18 months. And yeah, I mean, I've heard different things from his teammates as to what they try and get him to do. And yeah, I'm still trying to work the Sly Fox Norm out.
Let's see what he can do. I tell you, he's smart, and it's like an old wine, mate. Gets better with age. And let's we go. That's who teach me how to spoke. Hamish Gallagher, Josh Mickelmar, Ryan Jones, and Norman Clark. I'm going to have to take a minute, I think, to gather my thoughts. But they're the two first rows. It's a very tight field here tonight. We're under about, 22, 23 drivers. 13's gone. 31 goes with him. 11 it goes with him as well. Inside line looks tough. 11 doesn't look like he's trying to leave anything guessing, Brett.
No, it's quite even start by the look of it to start the race off.
Oh, we got a car up into the wall. Does that look like the Simboys entry of Wellman? 53, I think it is. Although we keep going around, we got a slow car further back. All in all, we're off and racing. Gallagher, Jones, Mickelmore, Clark, Williams. That's your top 5. We're concentrating on the 13 of Gallagher right now. Really good start from him in the 11. Brett, they took off down on the inside, and we're looking status quo, all single line astern. Long race, though.
It is a long race, but when you think of it, put it into context of 3 laps a minute, it's going to be over fairly quickly.
Oh, it is 3 laps a minute. Sarah, can you think about that? How many expletives would Kobe be saying in the heat of it as we just flick a little bit back to the battles that are happening? Sarah, what do you see? What are you thinking right now? I know you're nervous jumping in the booth, but, well, these guys know what they're doing, and me and Brett pretend to know what we're doing, but, well, we're looking at the field right now, and it looks like a good start here, lap 4 of 120.
So, with it being such a short track, does that mean that there'll be more opportunities for lapped cars as they, like, the front leaders come back round onto the last cars?
100%, I think, as we watch these guys have a good battle out, and there was Kobe in there having a good crack. Short tracks, tyre wear is always going to be first on your agenda, and then well, lap cars, because the track is so short, you have a mistake. Even if you miss the start unintentionally, you're going to be in the heat of it. You're probably going to be lapped, even if you don't start on the grid. So you need to start on the grid, and you've got to keep going. Lap cars, tyre wear, they're going to be the two issues I think we're going to have to deal with tonight. But they're good contenders, I think, Sarah. Great question. Gallagher, Jones, Mickamore still out in front. We're right on board with I think it's a 93 or the 98 of Williams, even so they're close in position, Brett. But this is going to be a good race here tonight. It all looks slow-mo, doesn't it, these cookie cutters?
It does. It does give off the feeling that it is a very slow, but when you look at context, 8 laps into 130 already, it's not taking very long at all.
No.
It's not taking long at all, as we've got these guys racing around race laps. 130 race distance to be 130 kilometres we race. Unlimited tyre sets as well, which is awesome. This league always does it. You want to change tyres? Go for it. Trucks is not yet adapted to tyres will go at the same as fuel. So that's in line with real life. So we'll watch that. Fuel tank range, 133 laps. A little bit tank slappy there out of turn 2, I think it was, at the 102. But talk about tank slappy. I don't think my English is very well, Brett. Let's get into there, mate. Gallagher, Jones, Mickamore, they're doing a good job out front.
No worries, mate. No, after the top 10, after 10 laps, your top 10 is Hamish Gallagher, Ryan Jones, Josh Mickamore, Norm Clark, Steve Williams, Ross Cheatham, Paul Drady, Brenton Henderson, Parry Anastakis, and Sean Dwecky.
You done good, mate. I tell you, I think you'd take that. Lap 12, 130. We've got a little bit of side-by-side action, and you know what? Here at North Wilkesboro, that doesn't happen. Don't go side-by-side. If you go side-by-side, you want to be making a pass, because you go side-by-side, you're chewing tyres, because no one's going to let you down around the outside. They're going to make you push around the inside. And inside, well, tyres are going to die. Gallagher, Jones, Mickamore, Clark, Williams, that's your top 5. Cheatham's just outside of it. Where's Kobe Jordan? Josh Schultz is down there in 14th position. Kobe Jordan down there in 18. Sarah, have you been watching the race? What's it like sitting in the booth for the first time?
It's actually good. I like to see the behind the scenes, and I'm enjoying it so far, actually.
That's good,
it's
mate.
a distraction though, because normally I'm nervous for Kobe, and so I'm not actually thinking so much about that at the moment. I'm thinking about everybody and looking at everything. So that's kind of a good thing.
Well, given your knowledge of the better half of a sim racer, Sarah, what would you think? Have you sort of sunk in a little bit of knowledge? 130 laps around a cookie cutter. That's taking you bugger all to get around a lap, 19 seconds.
Yeah.
How would you do it? If it was a Lady Palooza again, as we watch your battle on screen, you did Lady Palooza. How would you tackle a track like this? Because it's a bit different than Daytona. Sure.
Okay. Oh, we're going on board with Perry here by the looks of it as well. To be honest, when I was not being taught, Kobe showed me a line, and I just tried to stick to my line and not hit anybody. That was as basic as I.
Yeah, that's as basic as that. That's Daytona. That's everything. How do you go about that? This is commentator's curse at its best. That means you got it, Sarah. You got it when you weren't even talking about this driver, but he spun out. How different, if we stay on board with this, Mark, how different, you feel it. This is North Wilkesboro. It's a short track. How different does it look from what you've seen at Daytona to what you're seeing right now, on board?
It's very tight, isn't it? It's very tight. It doesn't seem to be as high banked either as Daytona was, from memory. Daytona felt like at some points it was quite high banked, but this looks very tight.
It is a tight track, and I think what I've spoke, and Brett, you're eager to say as well, and I have nothing to say about these cookie cutter tracks. I have nothing educational to say. That's why I keep talking, fill the air up and fill it over to these, the co-commentators, Brett. But Well, you're a little bit more of a racer than I am. This is a serious cookie cutter track here at Wilkesboro, in that it's hard to get round.
It is. It's very hard to get round. You're always on the brakes.
Oh, Kobe.
You're rotating between your accelerator and brakes. So it's very hard to keep the vehicle where you want it.
You're Kobe with just a 080. He will just. I cut in front of you there too, Brett. I do apologise. Flicked over to you and then cut into you. That was a correction gone wrong. I think he just went. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm going to hit the wall. I'm going to tap the brakes. And if anyone knows, if your vehicle's out of control, hitting the brakes the worst thing to do. You know, a little bit of lap positioning, race positioning. But that's all she wrote. He straightened it up and he's off again, Brett.
That's it. And by the look of it, lap 20, and we've started to get into the lap traffic. As Hamish Gallagher comes up on Jai Schultz now to put a lap on Jai.
Yeah, strangely, Jai Schultz going a lap down. He was the winner of the Australasian last week. It could be a pit strategy. Lap 26 of 130. Gallagher, Jones, Mickelmore, Clark, Williams. That's your top five. A driver that I thought that we'd see a little bit up there is a 45. He's still in the top 10 though. Gary Wellman. He's good in the oval scenes, but let's see what can happen. What do we got? Lap 27 of 130. And Gallagher is leading away. Brett, you've raced in ANZCAR, you've raced in all the good. Look at this side by side here. All the good or reputable NASCAR leagues here on iRacing. I tell you, Hamish Gallagher he's unbeatable as we watch a battle between Jones and Mickelmore. Might have to defer that question a little bit.
Yeah, mate. I mean, Hamish, Mickelmore, JCW, I can't think of his full name, Joshua Clara Waldron. They're all really good at these tracks and that. I had the pleasure of running with Josh in the Daytona 24, and Josh can handle any car. Hamish, I haven't had a great deal to do with him on road courses, so I can't really comment on the background of Hamish for roads, but Hamish is one that you're always sort of looking in your mirrors when you're a back marker, looking for Hamish to come up on you. And as a back marker, you've just got to pick the line to try and get out of his way, especially if he's leading the race, just to give him the track, so to speak.
Oh, let's go side by side here right now. The 270, I think, is Jai Schultz. Going up high, the 13 through. If my numbers are correct, yeah, 13. I'm not too sure if the numbers are serving timing. I'm looking at timing 13. I can't see timing there, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The 13 with 270. Jai Schultz around the outside as the car I was trying to reference. That bloke there, he's been in the Discord with me so many times. I've actually won a race with him in the Discord. He knows what he's doing, and he's running side by side there, and the 13's running low. If the 13 think he's doing something good, 270 of Jai Schultz is like, okay, mate, you can keep burning them tyres or whatever the plan is. I have no idea. I'm not a driver. And let's see who pans out. But Gallagher, Jones, Mickelmore, Clark. Brett, the 13. I'm still at a loss who the 13 is according to our...
Oh, he's the first leader, yeah. So Jai, is he racing so that he doesn't get lapped? Is that what this is? Yeah.
Yeah, and Mark, just jump in and correct me if I'm wrong here. Hamish has got to be very careful here because running the load line like he is, he's heating his tyres up, so he's sort of heading to maybe lose control of the truck. Whereas Jai, sitting up high, he's sort of holding him low, not giving him the option, so to speak, to get past him.
Yeah, we'll just jump on board with Hamish. Right now, you can hear the truck really back off. He's getting off the gas. he's getting through that mid corner section, and he's really not starting to get on the gas again until he gets the truck straightened up. Like he's got on there a little bit earlier this time round, and you can see the right hand work going into it. So what would be happening here? These guys have said to me earlier on this afternoon, it's the right front that really hurts here. So he's got to be very careful that he doesn't overheat that tyre, and he'll start to get a big push, and he could find himself up into the into the guys on the outside. But in saying that too, people would be saying, oh, why don't the lap cars get out of the road? Well, they don't have to. These guys that are in front, Schultze, Perry and Brenton Hobbs, they're all in a race of their own. So they will be looking at trying to get over each other.
And especially too with oval racing is you know, when you may be out of sequence on the timing, but you're not out of sequence in the race. You could have chose to, you know, pit, you know, 10 laps earlier to gain a little bit of advantage later on. So that's why they brought in, or haven't brought in, any, you know, positional rules, because you may be classed on the timing that you're down one lap, but in the position of the race you're actually going to win the bloody thing. Yeah. So this is why NASCAR allows it, and this is why, you know, the whole racing world should allow it, Mark, because, well, you know, you may look like you're a lap down, but, well, you look at these guys racing, you're right in the fight of it.
Yeah, definitely. We can see Ryan Jones now up in the second spot with Josh Mickelmore in third, and Norman Clark still hanging in there tough in fourth spot as we go back and have a look at him. Yeah, look, the good thing about oval track racing is that, and I'll blow my own little trumpet here for a minute. The ANZCAR Cup that we held 2 years ago, with 20 laps to go, I was still 2 laps down, and I actually was able to come back and win that race. So, while you've got to be aware of what's around you, you also need to be aware of who you're racing.
100%, you've got to be aware of who's you're racing. I'll just cut back for 1 second with what you're saying, Mark. I'll tell you. Excuse me. Oh, wow. I was on track that night, and your excitement was, wow. I couldn't believe that you won it. You were over the moon. It was great. Actually, nearly bloody choked when I was trying to say that too, and I'd say it was just on the food I was eating, Mark. Don't get too excited, but well, Gallagher, Jones, Mickelmore, Clark and Williams, still your top 5. .48 or 1:30, though we still got plenty, or 46 or 1:30, still got plenty of racing to go. Ryan Jones, I think, Mark, is due for a win.
Yeah, he's got to be getting close to having a win. So we can just see Kobe there up a little bit high. He must have known we were on this camera and wanted to say hello. Yeah, look, it's he's been thereabouts, and he's come across and started to run some of the Weekend Warrior stuff too. And once he gets his legs back into these oval tracks, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. He's been so close so many times. And he stays right up in the top 5 as well for most of the race, actually. Yeah,
well, we can see here, Sarah, he's still up in the second place when I can find the right camera.
Yes.
So he's only just over 2 seconds, 3 seconds now back from Hamish Gallagher. Hamish has been able to check out, and we can see just there in front, Joyce Schultz is actually moving forward a bit more. He's now up in the 14th, having a good run through the field. But Hamish I believe Hamish has won this series twice before already. But so he definitely knows how to drive these trucks.
Yeah.
Hamish Gallagher, he definitely has had to steer anything around an oval, as we have a look at Fenley just fending off a defender there to his left. We got the 13 of Gallagher trying to go through, and I think I'm not too sure who brought it up, but we did bring it up at the top of the broadcast. Brett and Sarah, I think you may have, Brett, that lap cars, that is going to be a thing here tonight because the track is so short, the tyre wear is so limited, but we're starting to see a little bit of lap traffic come into it, Brett, and well, we're in oval racing here. Lap traffic don't mean absolute beep.
That's right, mate. It doesn't mean anything because, I mean, a back marker could have an accidental side-on collision with our leader, put us under yellow. That could then put somebody who is already a lap down back on the lead lap. Fresh tyres if they go for a pit stop. Anything can happen in oval track racing.
The one good thing, guys, too, is that we've still got 20 cars on track, and out of that 20 cars, 15 of them are on the lead lap.
Wow.
And that's very surprising too on such a little track like we are on here tonight. But it just adds to it. You know, motor racing isn't just put your foot down and just turn left or right. It's, you know, you need a little bit of a brain. You know, not all motor racing enthusiasts or drivers are dumb. And I can't complete that sentence, obviously, but
No, don't you? You'll get it. You'll get it taken off the air.
Yeah, I'll get you banned if I do complete it. But there is some common sense, right? And not many people believe in common sense anymore. But with driving, it's common sense. You know what your car's going to do. You know what you're going to do. You just do it. And people that overstep that, even on the sim, you're not going to you're not going to do very well. But these guys and girls that are out here right now, Brett, they know, don't they? And they're on a number. Like we're on a pretty good race distance here tonight. It's no run down the shop and back. 130 laps here at Wilkesboro. That you need to know what you're doing, and I think these guys and girls do.
You do, mate. And I mean, like, it only seems like 10 minutes ago we started the race, and here we are, almost at half distance already.
Yeah, 58 and 130 as well. These guys and girls out there right now. The tyres would be absolutely shot because these little short track cookie cutters, they called them for a reason. You see these guys and girls out there, and they're going to run wide and they're going to burn their tyres out. I think you were talking about before, Brett, right front is the worst off.
Yeah, mate, the right front, because, I mean, you're turning into the corner. So, like you're passing your car, the right, whichever corner that you're going to, or going around, the opposite corner, opposite side of the car is going to take most of the punishment. These things, you're turning left all the time, so the right front tyre, it's taking all the punishment. You're always trying to get on the gas as soon as you can. But the trick to these is smooth out of the corners, just gradually feeding the accelerator on so that when your wheels are straight, you're putting as least pressure on the tyre as possible.
That sounds pretty easy, mate, to do it in a one lap stint. How do you concentrate to do it over 130 laps? We're under yellow caution, so we'll hold that response there, Brett. We're under yellow flag conditions here, and well, I'm not too sure why. Mark, you're our producer. What's happened, bro?
Just trying to find it, mate. Brenton Henderson, by the look of it. We've got a replay coming up here.
You see the leaders come in. Brenton Henderson is why we're under yellow right now. I thought no one was going to make mistakes. Oh, well, that's soft, isn't it, really? He gets a little bit loose, and then he just taps the wall. And then, well, we're under iRacing yellow.
Would that have been from fried tyres? Or just
Yeah.
lapse of concentration? Yeah.
Fried tyres, bit of lack of concentration. But we can see here, Ryan Jones has been able to lap Hamish, get in front of Hamish Gallagher on the pit stops. So I'm just wondering if he just took tyres and no fuel.
All right, Joel, jump down in the pits, Mark, and see if I can find out for you.
All right, mate.
Oh,
Thank
he's
you.
a pit runner. Put your New Balance on, mate. They work well. You can run well. Perianastakis is in second.
Nah,
Ryan Jones is
update.
showing our leader at the minute. We'll wait until timing catches up a little bit, but this is what happens. There's a little bit of an incident. Everyone down pit road, or a few of them. Look at this race. It's probably not the biggest race we've had down pit road, but I tell you, they all get out. The 144, he gets out in second position. The rest go on. But what are we thinking, Mark? 64, 130. We're around about that halfway mark. Ryan Jones, Gallagher, Minkamore, Clark, Williams. That's your five. But we got some guys and we got some names down there. Matty Raymond's down there. Reuben Phelps is down there. Jai Schultz, Anastakis, Campbell. They're all down there. Anyone can win it.
Yeah, anyone can have a good win. Just see Kobe's been told to let the pace car back by. So Kobe is, you'd be happy to know, Sarah, is the last car on the lead lap. So these guys should get a wave around.
Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in.
Um,
I'm the evil devil on your shoulder. What do you reckon, Sarah? Bring him in.
Yeah,
Nah.
bring him in. No,
No.
No.
Let him concentrate. Let him concentrate.
that's true. Actually, he
So
probably
you got
wouldn't have
two devils on your shoulders, Mark. But oh well. He's the boss. No, we're not talking to him yet. Jones, Gallagher, Mickelmore, Clark, and Stevie Dubs. Stevie Dubs, the simrigs.com entry you'll see on the inside line, 98. He's always in pretty much every oval racing series we see as they let go and they're fucking green. Oh, they're green again. Gallagher, Jones, and Mickelmore, Williams, Clark's your top five. Sarah, save me.
Gallagher is in the lead now. He just managed to get past Ryan Jones, but Ryan Jones is coming up the inside, really trying to get past him. And then we've got Mickelmore behind it, Stevie Dubb, and then Norman Clark is your top five.
How good this battle here, Jones and Gallagher. Sorry, Brett, the 13 and the 11. They're both odd numbers. Can they do it?
And, mate, it looks like all three of the top three took all four tyres.
All four tyres.
Yep.
That's what I was going to ask as well. Do you, because it's only on the outside, is it better with it being such a short track to have a shorter stop of only two tyres, or you're better off just going for your four?
Sarah, you're probably better off going for four. Because even though the left side isn't working as much, they do heat up fairly quicker. There's no respite for all four tyres, and it depends also if everyone took a full tank of fuel. If you take a full tank of fuel, you might as well take four tyres
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would have been taking any fuel because the fuel capacity was 133 laps. And race length's only 130.
Yeah, but in saying that too, Brett, I've been green for a lot of laps and a lot of on and off the gas. I'd say a few of them may have taken a splash just to make sure they can get home, because the guys I was talking to said that also to cover off any overtime laps.
Yes, and it's always healthy to have that bit extra fuel in for overtime, as I found out the other day.
And that's
You
okay.
found out even better the other day when you won, didn't you, Brett? You won, so you know the better off. But well, you don't want to take you don't want to take 1 mil extra in fuel because you don't want that little 0.001 kilo, and that's how these guys want to race. But well, right now these guys are in the heat of it. What are we? Lap 74, 130, just over halfway. Jones, Gallagher, Meekamore, Williams, Wellman, Clark, Cheatham, Phelps, Urquio, and Jai Schultz in number 10. So let's see what he can do, and let's see what the top 10 can do. And still quite a few guys down there that can still do a lot outside the top 10. Jordan, Henderson, Smith, and Starkins is out there as well. Caution again, lap 75 of 80. Who put that out, Mark?
And you're not going to believe it. The the session event has decided to play up and not showing me who it was. So
Oh, that's just timing. That's just esports, just at its best. But anyway, we'll run through the 5 because it's probably going to change from 5 down. Gallagher, Jones, Mickelmore, Williams, Wellman. That's your top 5 right now. Them 5 guys can get you there at the end in any scenario. And you have a look how close these guys are in the pits now. This is what it's all up for. Lap 70 of 130. We still got, well, my math is shit. So not that many laps. Sarah, you're new to the box, mate. What would you be thinking if you were a driver or the better half of a driver that's out on track tonight? What would you be thinking now?
Honestly, I usually like to see Kobe at the back where nothing happens and then he likes to move way through. So for me, that's where I feel safer with Kobe because I don't want to see him get into an accident or anything. But yeah.
And
I tell you, you'd be lucky. Sorry,
lucky.
Brett. You'd be happy to know that he just got outside the out of the pits, just in front of the safety car. So that's one good thing, Brett. Sorry, mate.
No, that's fine, mate. And just on talking about Kobe, I've had plenty of battles on track, and I'm sure Sarah will agree. Kobe is one tough person to pass.
He don't want
like
you to
to give
pass,
up.
that's why. That's a racer, mate. I don't care. If you're a lapped car, you're not getting past me because you're not getting past me. I don't care. That's the reason. You're not getting past me.
I've tried everything, dive bombing him, going around the outside, and I just cannot get past him half the time.
Oh, it won't work, mate. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It won't work. Jai Schultz, Delkey, Clark, Jones, Gallagher. That's your top 5. I do have a feeling that may change.
Yes.
And look at Jordan
Ruben's
up
moved
into
up
18th position.
yeah.
Yeah, Ruben's jumped up as well tonight as well. And I'll tell you, as partner of Kobe Jordan, Ruben Phelps and Kobe Jordan have had some battles. I'll tell you, you'd probably be happy to see a couple of car lengths or car widths between them two.
Yeah, but they're both respectful drivers. They race hard. Both of them race hard, but they do give each other respect. And that's really all you want, isn't it? Is to see that some good hard racing. And I think they've raced each other. Most everybody out on the race tonight have raced with each other before, so they know each other's styles. And that's what is good to see, is the respect amongst the drivers.
Oh, a bit of a check up
That's
there.
the beauty about sim racing.
Ooh.
Josh Schultz, Dookie, Clark, Jones. Big check up. Thanks, Mark, on the inside line going through. I thought we got a touch of 3 wide, but we go through. Schultz, Dookie, Jones, Clark, Gallagher. Clark's up there as well. I'll tell you, the old fox. He never gives up. Josh Schultz, though, out in front. He likes to lead, and he keeps going forward. Him and Ryan Jones are at the battle at the front at the minute, and we've still got plenty of racing to go. 82 or 130 side by side in some bits, and we're green again here. Brett, oh, look at it up the front. How good is it?
Mate, this is definitely some good racing by these boys. And look at who's up in second.
Jai looks like he's got a new livery on, actually.
Yeah, Josh Schultz, I don't know, has he got your face on it this time, Sarah? I know last night in Australasian he had Crummy and Claire's face. I'm not too sure. Mark's trying to get a good view on there, but it doesn't matter. Jones, Schultz, Gallagher, that's your top 3 we're looking for. Looking at in a minute, side by side. Wellman, Duque is there. Mickelmore, Cheatham, Clark, Williams, Phelps is in there. That's your top 10. They're fighting for it. They're like, mate, I don't care. 85 or 130. You can battle me whenever you want. 130. That's when the battle starts. And that's when you want to start the battle, really. Around about the lap 20. Side by side battles still happening right now. Look at this. But, well, you don't have many opportunities. Plenty of room given. How good's that VB Ute look?
Michael Fenley and Michael Campbell, it is, isn't it? Michael Campbell and Brad Fenley, that was.
Yeah, the two side by side. You got Brad Fenley in
Yeah.
the VB car. I tell you that that truck sitting on the outside is going to be he's going to be cheering, not chewing. Going to be cheering because if you sit on the outside, the inside cars are chewing more leather, more tire, more rubber, whatever you want to call it. Jones, Gallagher, Wellman. That's your three side by side still happening everywhere. Is that our 98 of Wellman? No.
Williams.
Oh,
Williams.
Yes,
Now, I tell you, Brett, Williams, he wins a lot of competitions, and it's not by doing that.
He does, and he's a very hard racer, and he can drive a car as well.
So would that be called time?
No caution. He was far enough off the track, so no caution was waived.
Well, that's bad luck, I think, but, well, can happen to the best of them, and it just did, Brett.
It does, and Carl Wilkinson will be actually cursing that because he's the first person that's a lap down at the moment. No, and as I say that, he's just gone down to Parry Anastakis to be second from a lap down.
Talk us through that, mate, because I was battling you the other night. I'm like, I've got to battle Brett Campbell because he, once the leaders were coming up on me and you were in front of me, and I'm like, well, now I've got to race you because if shit hits a fan, when the leaders pass me, you know, or the leaders pass you, you got lucky dog, so I had to race you, and evidently I effed up and you got lucky dog. But still, talk us through the lap traffic sort of point of view, Brett. It's got a part to play in a race like this, doesn't it? As we see these guys just have fun out here tonight.
It does, mate, because if you're a lap down, you're racing whoever's around you on the track, position-wise, to ensure that if there is a caution period and you're not involved in a wreck, so that you will get the lucky dog.
Yep, and you can get your chance at getting some position. We can get some points for your championship as well as we have a look a little better to the right of screens, but we keep pushing on. Gallagher, Jones, Wellman, Mickelmore, Jai Shorts. It really hasn't changed. Sarah, how's Kobe going back there? I don't know. I'm not too sure if you're in the same household, but if you are, the number 15, or sorry, the position 15, 080 Kobe Jordan. How's he feeling here at Wilkesboro? Because it's all heating up. Lap 96 or 130.
Well, I'm not hearing any swearing or anything from the other room, so I'm assuming it's going well so far. And I'm not hearing Jai's upstairs as well, so I'm not hearing anything from up there. The dog's asleep and calm, so I'm assuming they're having a good race.
Oh, we refer to Jai as the man upstairs, and as we keep going, that doesn't mean any superiority. I'll tell you, Jai, if you're watching. 98 of 120, we just clicked over. Gallagher, can anyone beat him, Brett? Hamish Gallagher, the number 13. I've finally got that he's the number 13. Can anyone beat him? Really? Seriously? Can anyone beat him? He's just a I don't know, fast driver.
Mate, I know if I was out there, I wouldn't be able to beat him. That's the one thing that is a definite.
Can't beat him, join him.
Also top of the leaderboard for the season as well, Gallagher.
That wouldn't surprise me. Gallagher is a household name when it comes to ANZCAR Gallagher. ANZCAR Gallagher. Maybe we can call it that time next
Matty
year.
Rose
Jai
come
Shorts
out
is side by side with someone a little bit up ahead, but we got the 83 and the 12. They're just clicking around laps. That's what you want to do. 30 laps to go here. ANZCAR North Wilkesboro in the trucks. And everyone is got a fighting chance to win this. Gallagher, Jones, Wellman, Mickelmore, Schultz. That's your 5. I reckon
Maddie
what we.
Raymond.
Oh, Matty Raymond. Matty Raymond. Okay,
And
that's what I
football.
heard. Whether you didn't say that or not, I reckon, Mark, let's jump on board with Matty Raymond. Let's crank it up and let's have a look at what these guys can do around here. How good's this? How good's this up front? We're right on board. Jai Schultz almost got taken out. Gallagher, Jones, Wellman, Mickamore, Jai Schultz, 270 machine, sitting there in fifth. Brett, I know you had a bit of things to say about this race, but how good is it? We've got 23 laps to go. I think we've had 2 caution periods. It's been pretty good here at Wilkesboro.
Mate, 2 caution periods for short track racing. This isn't something that we would normally be used to seeing with short track racing. Normally, short tracks, you a lot of concentration on it, so you need to be on the ball the whole time, which these guys have been tonight. And it's quite surprising. Short tracks are really tough tracks, not only to get your head around, but to maintain that concentration for the full period of the race.
And you need it too, because, well, your straights aren't straights, and I think one thing that's got the drivers sort of tail up, and they know that one thing's a little bit easier is that there's no Brett Campbell and no Peter Gretton on track, so that probably they can go to sleep a little bit easier, knowing that we're not on track here tonight. But it's been pretty good, to be honest. Gallagher, Jones, Wellman, all them guys, they know where they're at, and all the names are up there to display. You got Stevie Dubb in the 98. He's back there in 16th position, Brett. You wouldn't normally see him back there, but all these guys out here now, mate, they make it easy, don't they? Just keep circulating around a racetrack that, as we go on board with Hamish here right now, he's going to get some traffic, but well, we couldn't do that, could we, Brett? Because we'd just be putting our foot down, and I don't know about you, mate, but I'd just be ping-ponging off them wheels, thinking, the walls, thinking that I'm quick.
Yeah, mate, I've seen you bouncing off the walls quite a few times. And as we're coming up behind the 65 of Carl Withy, I do have to send a huge shout out to Carl, because Carl has helped me get the Golden Octopus Chevrolet Silverado as shiny as what it is, and it's good to see Carl's also taken on board the Golden Octopus logos, raising awareness for children's cancers. Golden Octopus Foundation supports families of children who have recently been diagnosed with cancer. So please, if you can, look up the Golden Octopus Foundation on Facebook, or go to all the W's, goldenoctopusfoundation.com.
I did
Yeah.
actually give them a look up when you first started doing it, because it's so important that it's not just the person diagnosed with cancer, it's the whole family that gets affected. And that's what's so great about that charity, is it's not just helping that person, the sufferer, but the whole family.
And yeah, it is, Sarah. I mean, 2012, my wife was diagnosed with a rare childhood cancer, and we lost her 18 months later. And just correcting that webpage, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the w's.goldenoctopusfoundation.org.au.
Yeah, 100%. The thing with all cancers, the thing with all diseases, illnesses, all of them, you put them under the same banner because, well, they're going to get you. So you need the most support under your belt to get through it. And, well, you know, you don't want to lose your loved one, so you don't want anyone else to lose theirs either. So it doesn't matter the charity, doesn't matter. Just be a good cunt, really. Sorry, I did say a C word on there, but, you know, whatever. Just be a good guy and or girl or person or whatever, and just look after the people that's similar to us. You got cancer? Oh, that's bad. Let's fundraise that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Don't be I don't need to say it twice, but you know, don't be that person. And let's get on and let's do it. It's not hard, eh? We're all humans. Let's fund diseases and let's fund healthy. Don't fund diseases. Let's fund healthy living, I think, is probably the message I'm trying to get across, Sarah.
Yeah. So just a quick question. When people so like Hamish Gallagher is going here through the lapped traffic now, does that mean then that while he's trying to get through, the people that are trying to catch up to him, they're going through lapped traffic, or are they catching him?
100%, that's right, Sarah. But the thing is, it depends on the track positioning of where who's in second is at the moment, is in relation to the traffic that Hamish is actually going through. So Gary might have clear track. Hamish is going through traffic at the moment. So Hamish will be being slowed up by the lap traffic. Gary isn't yet to get there. So Gary will make up some time, but depending on where he can get to the lap traffic that he's got to contend with, that's going to decide whether Gary loses that time that he's gained or whether he can gain some more.
Right. Thanks for that, Brett.
It's pretty cool too, because when you're the leader and you got probably about 3 or 4 lap traffic cars behind you, you can actually use them to your advantage, slow them up, check them up, and just because you know, well, hang on a minute, the guy that's second is probably about 5 cars behind me, but effective only 1. So you slow them down, you keep going. It's all the brain waves, it's all the brain matters. Race car drivers, you know, we may be dumb, but we're not all that dumb. It's all a scenario to win a big trophy at the end of it, and these guys are doing it. We're all in a sim, 4 laps to go. Gallagher, Wellman, Mickelmore, Jones, Raymond. The names haven't really changed, have they, Brett? But, oh, these guys are putting up a fight. 3 laps to go here, Wilkesboro. It's not hard here. I mean, not easy here, I should say.
No, it's definitely not easy. And, I mean, I haven't got the positions gained at the moment, so I'm not 100% sure where Gary actually qualified. But, I mean, it's outrageously great racing that these guys have done tonight.
It is. I don't have the gains either because, well, we're not using SDK Gaming, but oh, that's a shameless plug, sorry. But no, it's been a great night. Gallagher, Wellman, Mickelmore, Jones, Raymond. That's your 5. What are we looking at now? We're looking at a battle. We're looking at a battle of someone that wants to win, and someone wants to win an ANZCAR. It's finishing. It's ready to go. Jesus Christ, we had 5 laps to go. Gallagher, Wellman, Mickelmore, Jones, Raymond. The laps on NASCAR, they just, they're gone. 13's gone around. Hamish Gallagher, has he finished?
I think
It's
he was
over.
just having a bit of fun there to
There we
end
go.
it.
I'll tell you, like I said, it's hard enough to keep up with circuit racing. Brett, you probably kept that with that more than me. It was a great
Pretty hard.
race.
And as we run through the results, Hamish Gallagher led from green to checker. Gary Wellman made up 11 spots to come second. Josh Mickelmore down 1 in third. Ryan Jones down 1 in fourth. Matty Raymond up 13 to fifth position. And is the biggest mover from my understanding. Jai Schultz up 10 spots to sixth. Reuben Phelps up 10 positions to seventh. Lockie Yu up 6 points to 8, 6 positions to 8. Paul Drady down 1 spot to 9. Ross Cheatham down 4 to 10.
Michael Campbell 8. 18.6 was his positioning. Brad Fenley up 3. Sean Duque down 6. Henderson up down 4. Norman Clark down 11. Quite a few guys down in positions there, Brett. Stevie Dubb down 11 as well, which is strange.
Yeah, mate, but I mean, it's the nature of short tracks. Not everybody's going to maintain their position that they had at the start.
Kobe Jordan, Perry Anastakis, Sam Smith, Carl Withy. He's down in 20 position. Brett Campbell, obviously, he was up in the booth with us in 21st position. Sarah, we got you in. Kobe, not the night for him. But what do you reckon he'll take out of North Wilkesboro? Because, well, I don't think he'll kick Mars too much, but it's one of his favourites, and he didn't do well tonight, did he? I think he would, admit that himself.
I actually heard him make a big noise at one point, and I think he actually hit the wall at the last little bit and lost a heap of positions. So he will be kicking himself, but he'll wake up tomorrow, forget about it, next race. So
That's best thing about sim racing, mate. Park it up. Don't worry about it. It's just a game. We'll get back there and we'll do it all again, Brett. But it was a good night here at North Wilkesboro, wasn't it?
It was, mate, and I believe we're about to bring up one of our place getters. Welcome to the booth, our third place getter, Josh Mickelmore.
Hey, Brett, Mark, Peter, how are we, guys?
Yeah,
Doing very well.
Sarah, sorry.
Yeah, we stuck Sarah in here tonight, Josh. A bit of a female perspective on the motorsport side of things.
It's good. Mix up a bit.
And we might throw Sarah under the bus to start with. She can ask the first question.
So what was your strategy tonight with the race?
I wasn't very quick tonight. I'm not very quick here, so just hold on to my stuff and onto the tyres and hope for a long run, which we did. But unfortunately, the last half of the race wasn't a long run race, so it was a bit of a short run. But yeah, just held on to our stuff and just try and get as many positions as we can and try and get back up there.
We heard pre-race, Josh, that that right front tyre was the one that was going to really hurt you tonight. Did you find that, or was it the right rear? Because I tend to find the right rear for me really hurts around this joint. Yeah,
definitely a right rear. We had to muck around with the brakes a lot tonight to stop it from going so loose. So definitely tightened up a bit throughout the race. So it's helped out a little bit, but yeah, it was everyone was pretty even tonight, apart from Hamish.
Yeah, I think it's just that truck thing with that Toyota. He just seems to be able to get away from everyone.
Yeah, that must be the secret, eh? He's running the bloody Toyota.
Well, they say they're unbreakable.
Yeah,
I beg to differ. The Chevrolet Silverado is pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of tend to with you, Brett. It's the Chevy or nothing for me.
Yeah, it's Holden Ford coming out of us, I think. Josh, it's Pete here, mate. What do you take out of this one in the next round, mate? Because this is a tough one, and they've been pretty kind to you in track selection. But what do you take out of this one in the next one?
Oh, just take it as it goes, man. I think where we're at next week. Was it Dover? I think.
I was hoping you knew, actually.
I'm pretty sure it's Dover.
Nah, Worldwide Tech, mate.
Oh, is it? Radio.
Yeah, Worldwide Tech, then Nashville.
Oh, okay. Oof. I might be thinking Xfinity, but yeah, we'll just take it as we go. Last week, we obviously we had a drop round because of internet connection, so yeah, just try and collect enough points. We haven't got a win this year in the truck, but yeah, we'll try and get a win and see how we go.
Well, I'll tell you, the win with your driving and your knowledge, it's only a round away. Does it make a difference? Obviously you've been around the world of ANZCAR and Australasian and all them series and leagues that pretty much have similar competitors. Does that make it easy coming into a round that, to be honest, North Wilkesboro, not many people like? Does that make a difference, mate? Because it's a tough track selection amongst you guys that are driving. Does it make a difference that you drive, in and around them week in, week out?
Oh, for sure. You can lean up against them and sort of rub doors with them, and if you trust them and stuff. So it definitely helps. Racing with the similar sort of people each week, you can see who you can trust and who you can't, and all that sort of thing, and who you got to give a little bit more room to. But yeah, it definitely helps around short tracks, man, for sure, especially that sort of stuff, because it's all close to close racing. So
I'd say if I was on track, mate, you'd want to give me more room because, I have no spatial awareness whatsoever. And I think one person that knows that is probably you, Josh. But Brett, mate, I have no spatial awareness. But yeah, I'll let you wrap it up, mate. But Josh and mate, congratulations on your 3.
Cheers, mate.
Do you have any final words for your sponsors or anything, Josh?
Yeah, just like to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Hamish on the win. Also Gary as well. He did a good drive tonight, coming up second. He was quite quick at the end, so it was well done to Gary Wellman for second. And yeah, just all the Mitch Motorsport boys for all the work they do throughout the other series.
All right, mate.
No worries, Josh. Thanks for that, and congratulations on 3rd place.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
And we welcome up into the booth our 2nd place getter and biggest mover, Gary Wellman from the Sim Boys.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It's probably one of my better drives to date, so yeah, I'm not complaining with that one.
Mate, I've got to say that was probably one of the better drives that I've seen with you, and I've raced with you for probably nearly all of my 18 months on the service. Mate, what was it like out there?
Yeah, cheers, Brett. Yeah, there's hope for me yet. Yeah, it was good actually. I feel all right on some of these short tracks, and yeah, a few things went my way, and I kind of kept it off the wall, and just got into a groove there at the end, and I was just checking off the laps and trying to. Josh was pushing me pretty hard all the way, and yeah, I was just watching that relative and hoping he wasn't going to start closing the gap. And Ryan did well on the old tyres. I think he took 2 on that last stop. So yeah, I thought I wasn't going to get him at one point, but I gradually reeled him in there and made the move for second. So yeah, I'm stoked with that one.
Well, I tell you, bloody Sim Boys, I think is what I say every time that I call a race or I'm co-commentator in there, Gary. But mate, you got to be happy with that, especially the field that you're in, and what do you start 13th and you finish second? You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, no, only Sim Boy out there at the moment. I don't know the rest of the boys. I'm gonna have to razz them up because you get a bit lonely in me Discord, but maybe it's because I can concentrate a bit more as well.
We get a bit lonely yelling out F and Sim Boys too when there's only one of yous, You got to get 3 or 4 in so we can,
Yeah, driving it up a
Well,
bit.
you know, it's all loving hatred, if you know what I mean. Oh.
Yeah, no, we love it. We love a bit of banter, mate. Let's keep it up.
Nah, it's cool, mate. It's good to watch you guys to race, you know, week in, week out with it. The different leagues, but throw a track like in here, mate. Does it suit you, or was it a struggle?
I got into the groove. I kind of don't mind the short tracks, actually. Yeah, it's you know, the super speedways. You know, always sort of like them, but and the short tracks I seem to go on as well. It's sort of mid-sized tracks. Maybe I need to do some work on now, but yeah, no, I kind of like the ones where you really got to sort of drive it and you know, feel the grip out of the corners and things. It's fun.
It's great to watch too. I tell you, just quietly, it's great to watch you guys lose a bit of traction, and you know, I don't need to say any more, mate. But I tell you, what are you looking forward to the rest of the season? Are you looking? Is the worst behind you, or you still got a couple of tracks in the selection of the series that are going to bite you?
I'm not sure, mate. I haven't really checked too much of it out. I just rock up when I can jump in. I haven't fully committed to any of the series this year, so I'll just see what pops up every week and jump in for a bit of fun. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Hamish does different, but yeah, he's in a league of his own, and he's to mix it with the rest of those boys, I'm happy with that.
I'll tell you, Hamish, what he does is he catches a Uber back to Pluto because he's a alien, if you can fill in the gaps in there. Brett and Sarah, and of course Mark's doing commentary as well. Bloody great race from Gary. I'm sure you got plenty of things to add.
Congratulations, Gary. Because you didn't have your other teammates with you, were you working with anyone tonight?
No, Sarah, no, I was just doing my own thing, and like I say, maybe I could concentrate a bit more without the banter in Discord. So maybe that's the secret.
Let's maybe have to do that next time.
Yeah, I'll just do my own thing and turn Discord off. Maybe, yeah, it might work out for me.
I couldn't imagine.
Cheers, thank you.
I couldn't imagine trying to race with Cade's buddy voice in your ears, but that's just me. Sorry, Cade. But anyway, hey, Brett, you've got it, mate. I've stirred the pot. It's all you,
Mate. I'm sure the Seven Boys wouldn't like to hear that Gary might be leaving them. But Gary, have you got any words for any sponsors?
Yeah, just Hot Toddies and United Electrical. Those boys, yeah, been on board with us for a while now. So yeah, they're always good to us. Throwing a few beers around here and there, so always appreciate that. But yeah, you guys for the broadcast. Looks like a good commentary team you got there, and keen to check out the replay. And yeah, thanks to ANZCAR as well.
No worries, mate. And thanks once again, and congratulations to our second place getter, Gary Wellman.
Cheers, thank you.
How good was that, mate? He's always good, and his team, isn't he, Brett, to jump up and have a whirl with all the competitors. But well, you know, if you're not first, you're last, Brett, mate. It's all yours.
That's it, mate. And we welcome to the booth our first place getter, leading from start to finish, the pilot of the 1-3, Hamish Gallagher.
Hey, Brett, fellow truck race winner. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, thanks, mate.
We don't
actually quite relieved I didn't have to be out on the track tonight. Short tracks aren't my forte as yet. What was it like out there dealing with the back markers?
Well, it was actually not bad because I had really good speed at the start, and then I burned my tyres up, and it was the back markers actually faster than me. So in that first run, they were pulling away. I couldn't keep up. So guys like Brad and Jai and all that. So yeah, I was actually quite glad we got a couple of cautions there because it was pretty sketchy to drive. But that was really good fun because of that. Because yeah, it was loose and you're like wheels spinning in a straight line. So not you don't usually see that in the truck. So yeah, that was really unique. So it was good fun.
Mate, just going back to that, your battle with Jai Schultz there, we were watching that there for whatever it was, 5-10 laps, and we were commenting how you were getting stuck on the bottom line. Was it really hard to sort of get out and get to the outside of him to try and, so to speak, cool those tyres down when you're finding you're burning off in that lower part of the track?
Yeah. ANZCAR's got a rule: you're not allowed to intentionally wreck people, otherwise you get DQ'd. Because if it didn't have that rule, so I don't think that would have happened. But yeah, I mean, fair call to Jai. He wanted to stay on that lead lap, so that definitely helped him eventually once we got that caution. But yeah, he wasn't making it easy. And then if you pinch someone down the bottom there, you just couldn't. You get too much wheel spin off the corner, so I couldn't get that pass made. And that probably just killed my tyres. So we eventually called it quits on trying to get past him. And then, yeah, we're just sort of starting to slip back. So yeah, but no, we had quite a few fun battles there. Well, like with Ryan and Gary and whatnot. Ryan was pushing hard to try and get that win. But yeah, he made that two tyre stop. That probably was the wrong call at the end of the day.
I've got a question for you, Hamish. We've seen that quick concession of yellows, and you guys came down pit road, and it looked like you took tyres that first stop, and then you come back in. Did you take tyres that second time round, or 4 tyres, or just the 2?
Yeah, so I think most of us took 4. I think Ryan was the only one who took 2. So yeah, even though it was only like 5 laps or something like that, I never really liked taking 2 tyres. So
yeah,
I'd rather have as many good tyres as I can get, and then put it all on me to try and drive back past people. So yeah, that's why Ryan was. I mean, he was pretty good in pits anyway. Like, he jumped me on that first one. So but yeah, no, we all took 4.
Yeah, I think he may have short filled that first one.
Yeah, we're actually trying to work out what had actually happened in that pit stop, why he actually jumped you. So have you got any insight into what happened there, as to what happened?
I think I was probably just a little bit conservative. It's a bit of an odd pit lane because all the boxes are so close to each other. So I was probably a little bit nervous at overshooting. So I was probably a wee bit slow. And Ryan's balls to the walls. He's gonna, he never backs down. So he's probably a little bit more aggressive. And yeah, well done to him. He managed to jump me. So good on him.
Well, Sarah, have you got any questions for Hamish?
I'm going to say congratulations, because he's really dominating this league this season. I think, is this your 5th win?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, if I can win this championship, I'll probably park it up and sit back and watch. Maybe I'll join in the Combox a little bit, like I have been in the Xfinity series. So yeah, we'll see if we can wrap this championship.
I think you've got it in the bag, this one. So it's been very good to watch your race. It's always there's certain drivers that you can feel confident watching, and you're one of those drivers. So it's good as a spectator to relax watching.
No, well, thank you very much for that.
Well, always welcome to come and jump in my ears and try and get me a win.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in. I'm Pete. I'm the, squash your head a little bit. Hamish, you've heard all the good stuff. I tell you, I'm not gonna pump you up anymore because Sarah and Brett have. But does it add a little bit of pressure? The pinching a little bit of the rear end when you're driving in, ANZCAR or Sky Point or the other leagues that are out. Being quick, obviously, I don't want to say too much about that because they already have. But being quick, that's an added bit of pressure. But joining these leagues and still having, results, you got any tricks, mate? Come on. The guys and girls out there that are joining iRacing, they want to know how the F do you do it?
Well, I guess, I mean, it's the same as anything else in iRacing. It's all about getting a good feel for it. So, like when we first jumped in and did the first couple of practice laps, the car would just instantly spin under brakes. So I played around a little bit with the brake bias and how much percentage brake to use, and I figured out that if you sort of braked at about maybe only 30%, it turned a lot better and it didn't lock the rears and you didn't spin. So I think that was really the secret tonight. I think a lot of people were just sort of driving it in a bit too hard, and then you get on the gas on exit, and it was just burning the rear tyres up. So that meant most people couldn't run the very bottom. They had to run a lane up, which is a slower line here. So yeah, you just sort of play around with those things. You haven't got much to play with in a fixed setup league, so you just sort of mess around with the brakes and mess around with your quarter entry and see what works best. So yeah, I think that was the difference tonight.
Oh, it definitely was a difference, 100%. Wasn't much difference in lap times, but well, you got there in the end, Hamish. I'd say Hamish Gallagher. You just like, oh, yep, he's on the podium. When you hear your name, he's on the podium in some sort of oval race, Mark and Brett, isn't he, mate? But I'll leave it to Mark. Obviously, he puts on a good show here. But I'll leave it to you, mate, to wrap it up. But Hamish, great race, mate, and great win. Started first, finished first, and well, you got there.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Yeah, Hamish, just the usual shout out to your sponsors and supporters, mate, for another great win in season 1.
Yeah, to say a shout out to the Combox. I haven't seen this many guys on the commentary, so obviously very popular, Mark. Everyone wants to be with you, so doing something right.
No, it's good to have some different voices up here each week, and good to see a young lady up here in the box. I can tell you now, it's made the box a little bit better.
Aw.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, mate, congratulations. As I said, next week we're off to the Worldwide Tech, and then Nashville's the final round for the season 1. Looking forward to both those tracks, or?
Yeah, probably next week. I'm not sure about Nashville. I don't really like that track, but yeah, we'll just turn up and see how it goes. Hopefully, get a nice big field of the more the merrier. So have a bit of fun. That's what it's all about.
Oh, I'm in with a chance at Nashville.
No, you're not, Brett. You've had your one. You've had your one night of thunder, brother.
All right, Hamish.
Sorry, Brett. Sorry, Brett.
All right, Hamish. Thanks very much for your time tonight, and congratulations again on the race win here at North Wilkesboro.
Thank you all.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that is it, and ladies, I should say too. I keep forget you were here, Sarah. Sorry. I've got to say thank you to Peter for jumping in at the last minute. Sarah, thank you and welcome, and you're welcome back anytime. And Mr. Campbell, as usual, thank you very much for sticking your hand up and jumping in and giving us a hand.
No worries, Mark. Well, it's a pleasure to be here in the booth with you.
Yeah. I think also, Mark, that Brett may just hold us in a little bit of a contempt because, well, on the back of his last victory, he may hold us guilty for holding him back from his second. So we might want to duck and weave him for a little bit. But it's great having you in the box, mate. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I've got an announcement, mate. We won't be broadcasting next week, with being Anzac Day on the Tuesday. I am away. I'm going to a reunion. So unfortunately we will miss next week, but we will be back on the I'm just trying to get the date, the 1st of the 5th, for the Nashville and the final round. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you back here for the ANZCAR trucks in 2 weeks. And Brett, Peter and Sarah, thanks very much again for jumping in.
No worries.
Cheers, man. It's a great night.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish you all well, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks very much for tuning in, and good night.